Today on Dylan Talks Tone, we're going to talk about why your brand new guitar probably needs a setup. How's it going? My name is Dylan and this is Dylan Talks Tone. And today I'm coming at you from my driveway because it's like 90 something degrees out. And I wanted to talk to you about the journey that your guitar goes on from the time it's built to the time it hits your door. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet when we started talking about setting up a brand new guitar. And they say, well, this brand sucks or that brand sucks because those guitars are expensive and they should be set up by the time they hit the Guitar Center or the other retailer wherever you buy them from, and they're never set up right. I think a guitar that costs that much should be set up no matter what. It's not possible, man. It's just not. You can have a good setup and you could set it up perfectly, but this is why we want to discuss the journey that your guitar goes on. Let's talk about how it gets to your house. Let's say you live in Washington State and you buy a guitar that's made in Memphis, Tennessee, but you buy it from a place that is in Florida. This can happen. So that means that that guitar has gone from Memphis on a truck to Florida, and then from Florida to Washington State. That means just driving, it has spent, we're gonna call it 9 or 10 days in a truck. Let's go look at a truck and see how hot it is. Let's see, it might be hard to see, but right now it's 122, poking on 123 degrees on the front seat of my truck right now. That's no place for a guitar. Well, the inside of your truck is usually a lot hotter than, let's call it a UPS truck. But is it? We did some looking and it could be 100 degrees or a little bit more in the back of a UPS truck or some other freight truck when that guitar has spent 9 or 10 days in there. Not to mention, let's say you lived in those areas that we talked about and the guitar had to go from Memphis to Florida to Washington State. Humidity can change by upwards of 20 to 30% depending on the time of year. We are talking about pretty extreme circumstances that a guitar has to go through. So fretwork, neck relief, string action, all that stuff can be greatly affected by the travel. Not to mention when it gets to your house. Here's where I receive my guitars when they come in to me. So let's say the UPS man comes at 3 p.m., which is pretty realistic. Let's check the temperature right now in South Carolina where we are. 89 degrees. 89 degrees outside. That means my guitar will be sitting in 89 degree weather outside, in the shade even, until I get home from work or wherever I am and I can pull it inside. So let's go inside and see what effect this had on these two little mini strats that we had sent to us last week. Come on. So we've got these two strats that we got in the mail the other day, the pink one and the white one. And the whole reason we brought this all up is because I got these in the mail. They obviously sat in UPS trucks for who knows how long over the last few days, right? And so let's talk about the things that become a concern over that time period. No matter how expensive the guitar is, no matter what you think should happen because of a particular brand or price range of a guitar, nature just kind of takes its course with this stuff. First of all, the very first thing we always check when we talk about a guitar setup is the neck relief. Now, with humidity changes and temperature changes that are extreme, like we have when we're riding in a UPS truck, that can change. A truss rod adjustment is almost always necessary. Then, as a result of that, saddle height adjustment is probably necessary, as well as intonation adjustment. So you really have to go through an entire setup. Now, some of the other things that can happen as a result of temperature is, and more so humidity swings, but temperature too. It depends on the neck, okay? So I looked at this pink guitar before we shot the video already. The white one has a little bit more to be concerned about, with fret ends being a little bit sharp. Now you're gonna say, well, this is a cheap guitar, and so it's just gonna be bad. Well, hang on one second, and I'm gonna show you something. Okay, so This guitar doesn't have any sharp ends at all. No sharp fret ends at all whatsoever. The fretboard material is different. This, I think, is rosewood and the other one is maple. Expansion and contraction are different, and with relation to how much the frets are going to expand and contract. So the two guitars have behaved differently because they are different materials, even though they came on the same journey at the same time in the same weather. Don't just discount the fact that your guitar has a bad setup when you pick it up at your retailer, at your normal big box retailer. Take it home and go over the setup for yourself. In our next video, we're going to do exactly that. We're going to take both of these guitars, we're going to run through the setup on them, and then we're going to look at the fret ends and some other things, how you can address this stuff at home with very basic tools and have yourself a really good playing experience and not worry about whether the guitar came to you set up correctly or not. Because depending on the retailer, it's just not going to happen sometimes. And so, you know, real high quality retailers, I think of like Righteous Guitars in Atlanta, Georgia, you never have this problem because they redo all of that at the store and they have really, you know, expert people. They have a Plek machine, all that kind of stuff. But at your normal big box retailer, the bottom line is, no matter the price of the guitar, you're gonna kind of have to take it upon yourself to go through an initial setup and double check everything yourself. So in our next video, we're gonna do that. Do me a favor, hit the subscription button below and hit the little bell next to it so you know the next time this new video comes out in this series. And do me a favor and share this with other people because I think this is one that people are really gonna benefit from, because I think beginning guitar players especially, who may, you know, have a harder time adjusting to a guitar, this is gonna be really useful for them. If you have any questions about this or anything else about guitar tech, guitar setup, any of that kind of stuff, do me a favor, put it in the comments below and maybe we'll make a video just for you.